Now that we have our API, we need to add controllers, database, and much more. In order to add database and configure things, we will need few NuGet packages. Rather than adding them one at a time, I like to do that in a single video. So first we will right click on the product API and we will select Manage NuGet Packages. If you are working with .NET 6 and it is in preview, then make sure you select the Include Pre-Release. That way you will see the preview packages. Let's go to the Browse tab over here and start browsing. The first package that we want to look for is AutoMapper. Whenever you are working with APIs, then it is not recommended to pass the direct database entity model. It is always recommended to map that to some DTO and pass that DTO. So for that we will be using AutoMapper. We will install the latest version for AutoMapper and we will also be using that with the help of dependency injection. So we will install the package automapper.extension.microsoft.dependency-injection. Now we want to include some more packages with Swashbuckle. So we will search for Swashbuckle and we already have the swashbuckle.ASP.NET Core installed. I want to install the swashbuckle.ASP.NET Core.Swagger UI and I also want to include the annotation. So we have swashbuckle.ASP.NET Core.Annotations right here. Let's install that. Perfect. So with that we can use custom attributes with the controller and Swashbuckle will display them. Last but not the least, we need some of the Microsoft packages. You can see here there is a star and these are the packages that are suggested by IntelliSense of Visual Studio. The first one is Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.Authentication.jwt Bearer. We will install this because we will be using bearer tokens when we add authentication and authorization to our API. So make sure to install that package. Next package is for SQL Server database. So we'll search for just SQL Server and we have the package here which is Microsoft.EntityFramework Core.SQL Then since we'll have to add migrations, we will need Entity Framework Core.Tools. So if we just search for tools here, I believe it should display, there we go, Microsoft.EntityFramework Core.Tools. Now right now I'm using the preview version 3. Let's say when you take this course, the preview version that is available is 7 and midway through the course it updates to 8. Make sure that you always install the same preview version that you installed the first time so that everything is compatible with each other. It won't work if one package is preview 3 and the other one is preview 8. You might see weird errors. So throughout this course I will be using preview 3. Even if later versions are available, I will make sure that I do not select them. So we will install Microsoft.EntityFramework Core.Tools. And perfect. With that, if we go to the Updates tab, we have two packages that could be updated. Let's update those. The JWT Bearer package I installed version 5, but we'll be using the .NET 6 Preview 3. Perfect. Then if we go to the Install tab, right here you will be able to see all of the packages that we installed in our API. To walk you through, AutoMapper will be using to map DTOs to entity. Then we have the JWT Bearer that we'll be using for authentication. Next is the SQL Server and Entity Framework Core.Tools. They will be used for database and migrations. And lastly, we have Swashbuckle packages that will be used to display the API documentation. So rather than installing package one at a time, I like to install all of them together. So with this, all the packages for our API have been installed. Let's start by creating our database for product in the next video.